All right, YouTube. So this is just going to be a quick blog, or vlog rather. I am just going to be heading over to the tavern to have a couple drinks. Hopefully there's some baseball on TV. I'm basically just trying to get out of the house, and I have a little extra money to do it now, which is awesome. A little word of advice for the young folks out there, like earning money from working is much more, I guess, pragmatic than trying to get it from your folks or whatever. So that's something that I've learned, and it's kind of a hard lesson to learn, I guess. But once you get used to it, it's like, oh, you kind of feel good at the end of the day after having a long day of work. Like I come home, I have like back pain and neck pain. I'm like, hey, that for me is an indicator that I did a good job at work today. Or I hurt myself, one of the two. But basically, it's a good thing for me. I like going to work. I like putting in a lot of hours, and that's what I've been doing now. So my second job is going to be coming up here in about a week. That should be a lot of fun. Going to be working at this restaurant. Going to be going back to the food industry, which is awesome. Going to be waiting there, so that should be cool. I like to think of myself as a good waiter, and basically just someone who's really good at customer service. My communications and my, I guess, classical acting in high school really kind of taught me well, I guess, in terms of like how to be a good representative for your company. And basically all I do is just act like, basically there's two things. I say, how would the owner go about this, and how would I want to hear this if I'm the customer? And believe it or not, just another little piece of advice, but customers do not like getting bullshitted, if you don't have something, you got to tell them. Don't lie to them. Don't try and butter them up. You got to tell them like flat out. And that even includes calling them out when they're wrong about something, believe it or not. So yeah, and that's what I love about my workplace. The employees have a spine, at least, because the owners there are so what's the word, like hands off. They're just like, what, these people know how to do their jobs. They can do their jobs without us having to breathe down their neck. Like, we have bigger things to do, and that's amazing. That's one of those things that's like, that I always think, like, this is so easy to implement, but not a lot of companies do it, and somehow this company has managed to do it. And it's cool. It's and bear in mind, I'm not mentioning the company names just because it's probably, it's just, I don't want to. It's probably against like social media policy, but if I was to talk about the business, I have nothing but positive things to say, honestly. So I've been working there at the grocery store, just going to be going to the restaurant there in about a week, so that should be fun. Beyond that, though, there's not really a lot else going on. I'm basically just trying to make some money, trying to save up some money. I do owe some money to a member of my family, and also to my landlord as well. So we're basically just, I'm just chugging along there, making money very slowly, but remembering that, basically just being very, very pragmatic about it, and saying like, well, there's going to be times where you're going to have to work and you're going to have to hunker down on your spending, but other times there's going to be, like today, for example. Today's my Friday, and then fortunately, tomorrow's my Sunday, so I have to go back to work on Monday, and then Tuesday. So Monday's my Friday as well. It's kind of a weird deal, but anyways, I have Sundays and Tuesdays off. But you kind of have to tell yourself, you gotta let loose every once in a while, because that's going to motivate you. In my opinion, that's going to motivate you to do a better job at work and to put in more hours. Because you always have to remind yourself, the off days that I have now are not free. You're obviously not going to work. You're losing money if you think about it like that. But the fact that you're able to stay home 2 days a week and enjoy yourself, do whatever you do at home, that's really important. And you need to remind yourself, like, that's something that needs to be earned, And believe me, like, if you don't have something to do during the day, and this goes on, like, this is a weekly habit, you're gonna go kind of crazy, honestly, and you're gonna start to kind of deteriorate as a person. Like, your character is going to kind of deteriorate because you don't have anything to challenge you. That's just my opinion, though. Like, challenging yourself is very good, and I'll tell you what. One thing that's really important, one thing that really motivates me, two things. I ride my bike every day. Not that far, but still, I ride it nonetheless, and I always like find time to try and blaze it down a street. So I'll basically be like, I'll kick it up into 3 and 7, and then I'll just put like, I'll literally put both cheeks into it and just like ride, like pretty much try to race cars. I'm not even joking. Like, I'm kind of crazy like that, and I'll do that shit. And it's good exercise, but I'll do that. I'll ride my bike, and I'll drink at least 2 liters of water a day. That's very important. If you do that, your blood's going to be moving. You're going to be thinking a lot quicker. And it's like, for me personally, if I were to have like a very objective commandment, if I were like a god and this was a religion, I'd basically say, hey, look, don't, or basically drink water. That's what I'd say. That's what I would say, honestly, because look, we're, what, 70% water? I'm not a chemist, but anyways, I'll see you guys later. That was a pretty good take. I'm going to end it on that. I'm going to put my phone on battery saver, so I will not be making videos, but if you folks make some videos, I will obviously watch, because that's what YouTube is all about for me. It's not about the view counts, it's not about the subscriber counts. I just loogied there. It's not even about, it's just not even about thumbs up. What I really like YouTube, the thing I like about YouTube is the ability not just to watch folks that are a lot more famous than myself, like Styx, H3H3, the list goes on, but to interact with folks that are, around my, I don't know, my subscriber level. That's probably not the best term of description, but basically, I like to interact with other content creators, and it's harder to do that with more famous ones. But the folks who make the time to interact with me, I really appreciate it, and I always show my gratitude by by watching your videos, giving them a thumbs up. I hope you guys do the same. But honestly, another thing too, going back to the whole being honest with folks, let me know when you disagree with me. That's what's going to create very meaningful and fruitful discussion, because honestly, I would much rather interact with people that I disagree with than I agree with, because that way it's not like a total echo chamber. It's more like stimulating my mind and everything, and that's really important for me. Unfortunately, when I go to the places like the bars, it's like, obviously, you're not going to find folks that are very politically savvy, and if they are, they're usually talking about how evil Russia is. Like the bar I'm going to be going to, holy hell, they're going to be, I kind of went on a rant there the other day. Like I was talking to some like a couple outside, and it was kind of funny. I was like 4 shots of Jameson in, and I gave a pretty articulate rant about how Russia's not that bad, and how all the other countries, like the ones that we will not talk about right now, are our true enemies. And it was kind of cringy, I'm not gonna lie, but I'm glad that I did it, because I feel like, hey, at least I spoke my mind, and I felt like, hey, everything happens for a reason, and that was one of those instances. So. Alright guys, I love you. God bless. We will hopefully have some more news later, and the goal here is to get a little buzz going and come back home and to have a little more inspiration to do these, motivation to do these videos about Manafort. There's just just all the bullshit regarding Manafort and all that. Yeah, and there's more stuff too, like the plane crash, the fires and everything, but I just get kind of depressed talking about the fires. And the plane crash, I don't really know what there is to cover. Maybe if I maybe if I look into the story a little more, it'll be more interesting. Okay, guys, see you. For real this time. I'll see you later.